this is a great drill to do when you come to a new golf course. It'll help you get the idea of the correct speed. For a putt, you're going to take your first golf ball, you're going to put it, a few feet away from the cup, and kind of stagger them back from there. What I want you to do, again, go ahead and set up for the first one. If you make it, great. If not, again, we want it close enough that next one's easy to make. So we'll hit the first one. All right, we'll step back, hit the next one there, step back again, and then we'll hit this one. And the idea is just to kind of get the hands in that nice roll going to help control the speed a little bit more. One other thing we're going to do is I'm going to have you guys take the clubs. And a lot of times when people are putting, they have a tendency of almost lagging the putt, and not committing and not hitting the putt firm enough, which is very important. When it comes to putting, the most important thing is, obviously you're going to get some unlucky breaks or it's going to take a bad bounce, but if you get the speed right, like we've been saying, it's a lot easier to make one that just missed the side of the cup by this far than one that was on the right line, hit the cup, and then you're like 4 feet back. So what I want you to do is lay down a club about 6 inches in front of the ball, or the hole, and what you'll do is you'll set up for your putts as you're doing this ladder drill, and take our putting stroke. If you hit it with a good pace, the ball should hop over the putter and still make it to the cup. Now if it hops over and airmails the cup, you hit it too hard. But this will help give a little bit more of an aggressive stroke and help your putt hold the line for you as you're playing.
How far from the hole, Jeffrey?
So about 6 inches in front of it. Alright, so we'll set up there. And that's kind of what we're looking for as we hit. So if I hit a putt where it doesn't make it over, or if I hit a putt where it sends it over the cup, I obviously hit that putt a little bit too far. Alright. A great thing to do with this drill is to pick yourself an uphill putt, because most golfers get too wrapped up in the line and they're nervous when they hit it, so they grip the club a little bit tighter, which causes them to kind of shorten their stroke and not get enough distance. So by setting up all day, by setting up with the two clubs this way and hitting an uphill putt, it's going to do a couple things. It's going to help out your stroke, but it's also going to help out the aggressiveness of hitting the back of the cup, putting good pace on the putt as you hit it. To kind of help give you a little bit of feedback as to whether it was a good putting stroke or whether we kind of just got lucky on it, is to take range balls. They have the big black line on there. If you point that black line at your target and go ahead and make your stroke, if you make a good putting stroke where it goes straight back and straight through, it'll look like a solid line along the ball. If you make a bad one where you kind of outside in, or you get a little steep where it skips off the start, you're not going to see that solid line. And then as you kind of advance through that, you can take what's called the hill, and you're going to same thing, a little more advanced, and line that up to your ball, and that'll work. Same concept of straight back, straight through. It gives you instant feedback on kind of using your left hand and pushing the ball through towards the hole. Okay? We talked about this with the bump and run to kind of create consistency with our chip shots. I want you to kind of set up normal, ball lined up off your back foot, and on your practice swings, kind of step back so that your right foot is just kind of on your toe. So 95% of your weight is on your left side, and make some swings like that. What you're going to see is this is going to really quiet your lower body and allow that club to come down at the same spot every single time. So it's a kind of a good practice habit of setting up to hit your shot. Okay, let me take 2 practice swings, 1, 2, then go ahead and set up and go ahead and make that swing and focus on that weight staying on that left side. All right, go ahead and let them rip and walk around and kind of hit that weight forward. One thing I want you guys to do for your first couple, like we said, you're going to hit a couple and just kind of splash the sand out of the bunker. The next thing, after you do a couple practice swings like that, I want everybody to kind of make a little sandcastle and sit your golf ball on top of that. What this is going to do is it's going to just bring the golf ball a little closer to you and get a little more used to that club kind of going through the sand without you having to dig at it. Now once you get pretty consistent hitting shots that way, we're going to do it obviously without that, because we can't do that on the golf course. Would be great. Alright, so I want you to work on a little bit more. Focus on that setup, open up the feet a little bit, the toes, just to relieve pressure in your lower back there. And that cue of that face angle matching your spine is one that's going to help you out a little more. So focus on that, make sure that face angle is your spine angle. And then your swing thought should just try and turn this a little bit. tight here, and this tool is going to help us kind of connect. Go ahead and set up like you're going to hit another one here. Get your golf ball.
Attaboy. Tee him up.
Tee him up for you. That's it. Alright, same thing we did with Jen. Yeah, take your normal setup. Now what's your target out there?
I'm going in between the two flags and trying to bring it into that orange pole light. You know what I mean?
Alright, perfect. Yep. Okay. If I go ahead and set this stick down, you know, that's more where we'd want to see a 3-wood. If we go ahead, I'm going to swing with you here. Go ahead and, you know, if you go ahead and go through your golf swing slow, you know, on the way down, by the time that club gets to the golf ball, it's open. You know, if you were to move that forward a couple more inches, now the club face squares up. Yeah. I want you to get into a habit of, when you address a golf ball,
my big toe is good?
Yeah. So what I want you to do is set the golf ball, stand feet together like this so they're perfectly touching, and then go ahead, if you have a driver in your hand, just take a step back. That way you know it's consistently in the same position every time. If you're hitting a 7-iron, small step.
You went through this with me too.
Yep. It's a matter of committing to a pre-shot routine. You know, you have to have that. It'll slow you down on the golf course. You know, kind of calm the nerves a little bit if you have this repeatable routine that you're going. Yep. So it's going to feel like it's really far forward on you. Okay, a little better. Take a couple like that. I want you to hit it regular stance. So we're going to do one more step back and then regular stance.
Still don't feel like I'm staying with the shot long enough.
Well, that's one of those things because like we talked about, your muscles as you swing are so used to tightening up. Now you're asking them to stay loose and stretched out. That's going to take time because it's a flexibility issue. And that's something that doesn't happen. That doesn't happen right away. So that's why, you know, when you come, a great drill for you to do is do this and get a large bucket of balls and start with a lob wedge, hit 3 golf balls, step back, hit 3 golf balls normal. Grab your sandwich. 3 golf balls, step back, 3 golf balls normal. And that's going to help, you know, you'll make a big difference in 1 bucket of balls. That'll straighten, kind of help straighten it out a lot quicker.
Okay, try it.
Yeah, can you play? Depends on the fairway.